So now that you've landed your first client, the most important thing now is to not only deliver as fast as possible and show them why you're worth it as quick as you possibly can, but to show them that same exact thing every single month going forward in a way that doesn't burn you out, but is fully automated. And so in this video, I'll teach you the exact onboarding questions that you have to ask them, how to get them onboarded, and how to set up systems so that it keeps on working automatically by itself. Let's do this. So the first step is to actually get your client a sub account made inside of High Level. And so we're not going to give them access to it just yet, only after we fully set up everything and everything's all ready to go. But for now, we're going to just make it so we can do our work in there. So first, you can go over to sub accounts on your agency view, press on create sub account, go through the process and make sure you also import the snapshot that we talked about or that I gave you over the link, and press on select and continue. And go through this full process. Either look up their name over here or press on add manually. And then once this is created, go over to the top left and log into this sub account. The first thing that I love to do just to get this out of the way as soon as humanly possible is to get them A2P brand verified. Not fully verified just yet. That will take some time. But first we go over to settings and then we go over to phone system. And then we go to Trust Center. And so there's two steps to it. There's a brand verification, which says that, okay, you guys actually own this company. And then there's a campaign verification, which says, okay, you guys know how to be compliant with your text messages. Everything's good to go. People can opt in. Then you can send text messages. And so if you're not too sure what A2P is, basically, if you're in Canada or the USA, it's like basically a new restriction or a new law that we have to follow that makes sure that we're not spamming people and we're texting people that have properly opted in. You can learn a lot more about it online. But what I'd like to do quickly, just so that we're not being, I guess, bottlenecked by our client and their speed, is we try to make sure that we can brand verify as soon as possible. So you can just press on start registering now, or you can also fill in the information in the business profile by scrolling down over here and going to filling up this info right over here and filling up that information. So you basically need everything listed over here. So business type, industry, tax ID, so they're like EIN number in the USA it's called, and then an authorized rep. So make sure that this is anybody at the business. Could be their employee, their manager, their co-founder, their owner, anyone that it's not going to bother and that can actually do this for you quickly. So choose whoever you like at the business that's responsive to do this portion of it, right? So this authorized representative, we're basically going to be doing the brand verification and getting them to send over, or at least to verify themselves for this brand verification. So phone system, Trust Center. Once all the information is already placed in the business profile section of it, you press on start registering now, and this will automatically be filled out for you, assuming you've already done it in the last portion that we just talked about. So I fill in some random information over here just so that we can move forward. You press on continue. This will automatically be filled out as well. So this is their business address. You can also find it online really easily. You press on continue again. And this is the authorized representative. So this person is going to have to verify their face and their ID with a secure link that we'll send them. There really isn't too much of a way around this at the moment, but it does help us get A2P verified a lot more consistently and a lot faster. So just find anybody at the business that would be down to do this. It's a super simple process. You basically put in their first name, last, email, and then put in their number. And then their position. So if they're a general counsel, their GM, any position here would work. So let's just choose a general manager of the company, press on continue. Low volume standard. So at this portion over here, it typically should ask to brand verify. And so you would press on continue, a link will pop up on Persona. By the way, I have a full A2P video that you can just copy and go over my exact setup to fully get approved. But it should ask you to brand verify. You'll just choose which country you're from, which driver's license is what I typically choose is for the identification paper. And then you just get a link that would pop up on your Persona, right? So you copy that link, send it via email or text message over to your client, wait for them to do it right there and then, keep your page open, and then it'll turn green, show a green check mark once they've completed and actually brand verified themselves. That's all we need from them. Once that's completed, we can take care of everything else. You can follow the A2P video that we have either in the cards above or in the description down below. Now that was the A2P side of things, but the next thing that we need from them is to integrate their Google business profile. And so it's better to have them do it so that your other businesses don't start to merge into each other and basically they can see or they can choose any other business that your account has access to. It's just cleaner when they log into their own Google account right over here. So what you could do is go over to My Staff. You can create their own login, which the button is right here, Add User. So you can make them their own login so that they can get logged in and then go over, teach them how to go over to integrations. and connect or sign in with their Google account. Make sure that it's the Google account that is a manager or owner of their Google business profile. From there, they can choose the business profile and make sure that they accept all permissions, and then therefore it'll be able to automatically respond to Google reviews and it'll be integrated right into High Level. They also have the option to add their own Facebook and Instagram accounts so that you can start to get all your DMs, calls, and text messages all in one unified hub. It's up to them though, it's not too important. The next thing that we'll do is we'll place the Google review link right into their marketing tab, and then press on trigger links. And so this basically automatically fills it into whatever workflows we already have set up. We would just press on the trigger links, press on these three dots, edit, and then paste their Google review link right over here. And so what you could also do is either if you have access to their Google business profile, you can just press on copy review link, or if you don't, you can just act like you're leaving a Google review on their business and then just copy the link that shows up in the bar, and it should work. Make sure that that link does work before you actually paste it in over here. So paste the link right over here and then press on save. This will automatically make every single time the trigger link is used in your workflows their actual Google review link. Now we have to figure out how to actually bring the clients in from their booking system into High Level. And so for the first time, what I typically do is I download their entire list of clients manually myself, and then I go over, by the way, to do that, you have to actually get logged in. And so you could ask them, can you export your client list? Or you can actually log into your software, better yet, and you can try to figure out, how to export it and familiarize yourself with it in case you ever have to log in to make any changes in the future, which you really might have to. Once you get that client list, however you end up doing it, you have to go over to contacts and then go over to import contacts and then just basically drag and drop them, press next, drag and drop into here, map all of the fields, and then save them as contacts. Now you can make your first campaign once, of course, you're A2P verified. You can make your first campaign there by texting them all for either a review or to come back to the business, whatever shows more benefit to that business. And so if they need Google reviews, you could take that route. Or if they need more business, like they want to make revenue ASAP, you also probably should take that route instead. To make the whole manual upload process a little bit easier, you have two options. One, you can just download and upload every single day. Two, you can look into Zapier, which is a site that basically allows you to connect software A with software B. So for instance, appointment completed on this booking software, then send all the information to High Level over here. It's called Lead Connector on the Zapier app, by the way. And then you can just basically integrate two softwares, make sure that it works, and then it'll automatically integrate them and start texting them for either a review or for a recall, fully automated using the workflows that you choose. It's actually pretty simple to get set up. If that doesn't work, you can start hiring a VA online. And so you can have them either once a day or once per week log in and do this entire process for you, but you have to trust them. So put them under contract, make sure they are trustworthy. It's kind of hard to do because you don't want them leaking any of your clients' information. And so that's always a little bit of a risk. You could also hire somebody in real life that you know, like a friend or a buddy or something like that. But any way that you can get information from software A to software B, just make it happen. Then getting a phone number once you're A2P verified is also really important. So you press on add number, add phone number, then you can buy a number that what I like to do is just to choose a number that's really similar to their current number. So if their number is 313-444 or something else, type that in here, press on filter. First part, 313-444. Not sure if they would have this type of number here. They do. And so this is actually a pretty clean number, or that one too. So you just press on this and then press on buy number or proceed to buy. It's $1.15 per month. I usually pay for it. I don't upcharge my clients for this sort of thing. I just include it in the fee. And then you would buy that number and make sure that that number, like I showed you last time, is synced up to their real business line. And now that you have access to their business profile and possibly even their Instagram, you can make everywhere that has their old number show their new number and nothing will change on their end. Make sure that they know that nothing will change on their end. Calls will come through, everything will work, but now we can see it in the app. They can see it, they can text people, and they can respond to text messages all using the Lead Connector application. And so once they have their accounts set up, either for all their staff or for the business owner themselves, you go over My Staff. Make sure that once they have their accounts, you also text them the link to download Lead Connector either on the App Store or the Google Play Store. Now, just to be safe, I like to run these by them before we actually started. And so I go over to automation and I make sure that whatever we're saying in these text messages, they fully approve of so they don't get nervous or worried about it. It happens rarely where they're like, oh no, change this. I want it to be exactly this way. So make sure you just run it by them one time. Hey, just so you know, I'm going to send these text messages. These texts exactly as they're worded right now are the most effective for getting people to come back and getting Google reviews. However, if you want me to change them, I could, but these are typically what works the absolute best. Is that okay with you? They'll usually say yes. Sometimes they'll say no. One of my clients said no one time, and they actually started to get 90% less Google reviews, like actually 90%, probably a little bit more, until they want to go and change it back to the way that I had it set up for them. So keep it as close to this as you possibly can. Going into your automations, scrolling down to this text message right over here, show them, just copy and paste this text for them, and then just show them this is what I'm going to send. Cool by you. This is what works. If they're not happy with it, try saying, can we try it out for a week and see how everyone responds to it? Try to keep it like this. And while we're in the Google review workflow, I like to always ask them, if the person doesn't click on the link or respond to the text message, should we follow back up with them next week for the Google review? I like to do this personally because it's just more effective. Like, why not? Okay, maybe it might bother one person out of anybody, but if it gets them more Google reviews, it's more effective and it makes you even look better. And so I like to ask twice. Some business owners say, I'd rather just ask one time. I don't want to sound needy, and it's also okay too. If they don't want to send it twice, like I showed you last in the previous videos, you can just delete this text right over here and you should be good to go. Just make sure you press on save and also publish. The next question I ask is there a promo offer that we could text your past clients to incentivize them to actually come back to your business? Like, for instance, a 10% off for the next 5 days or something similar. They'll usually give you a pretty good offer to say, oh yeah, let's just try this out here. Try giving them maybe $15 off their next appointment or something similar. And then you would go ahead and change this text message where it's the reactivation campaign with whatever they wanted. So make sure it sounds good. There's no typos. Everything looks good. Even test it out on your own number by pressing test workflow, putting your number in there and test it out. Make sure it works and make sure that it's their exact offer. And so this is how we typically bring businesses more revenue within the first week of signing up once they get A2P approved, just by running everybody through a reactivation campaign. And what I also like to do is look up that business niche near me on Google or in the city name. So for instance, restaurant Detroit, Michigan, and then screen record on your phone, press on show more, and start rolling, like screen record from the top and keep on going until you find their business. And then press on their business and make sure it shows how many Google reviews they currently have, what their page looks like, their photos. Just basically scroll around, make sure you have all video proof so that in a month or two, you can take another video similarly and showing them, hey, we actually got you guys from rank 7 on Google to rank 5 on Google in just 1 month. We also got you 45 Google reviews and look how good everything's working. Give them those updates little by little and not too often to actually show them like, okay, this is really working. Like, this is actually amazing and there's some proof behind it. So you can also use that not only for showing your clients why you're so good, but also showing everybody else on the internet. So you can post it on your Instagram, post it on any social media, showing how we got business A from looking like this on Google to looking like this and getting more business and more reviews. And it's always good for case studies. That's also a good way to reduce churn by just showing them value every single month. Make sure that they're happy, that it's a no-brainer for them to stay signed up with you. So kind of just like check in on their page or on their high-level account every, I guess, like week or so to make sure that everything's working good. Texts are going out, people are responding, they're getting reviews, and make sure that your client knows that everything is working. And so I call this more value every month. That's the method if you want to call it that. And basically, as long as your client knows or the business owner knows that I'm getting value, I'm paying him $500 a month or $1,000 a month, but I'm getting $1,000 in value, or I'm getting $2,000 in value based on how much he's actually doing for me, it's a no-brainer to actually stay signed up with you. And so make sure that it's optimized, everything's working good. And for instance, if the recall texts or the Google review texts aren't working as efficiently as they should be, try, going in there, making minor tweaks, seeing what's working and what's not working so that you're always being as effective as possible. It doesn't take much time, maybe like an hour a month, if anything, but make sure that you're doing whatever you could to make sure your client is happy and they don't want to cancel, whatever it takes. And let's say, for an example, your client isn't doing that good in their business. They're taking a vacation that's too long. Their staff is just acting wild and not really doing a good job. And so they're not really seeing a big impact from your marketing because they're just maybe not doing the greatest job. This happens sometimes. And that still might make your client want to think about canceling. And so what I typically do is to just provide free value before that thought even comes in their head. So keep on monitoring their page, make sure that everything is going good. And if it's not, give them free value for no reason before they even have to ask for it, right? And so either optimize their website, make any changes. What I like to do is go to their Google business profile page, add in all the services that are optimized, just ask AI or GPT. So add in services for their business to make sure that it's fully optimized, add in service descriptions, go to their Instagram page or Facebook page, you grab images from there of their business or even videos, and then post it on the Google business profile page and just make everything look nicer and prettier, and then let them know in one text message what you did, and that's all. Say, hey, hope everything's going good. I just noticed that you guys didn't have this thing optimized on your page. I took care of it for you. Hope you're having a great week. That's all. If they have any bad Google reviews, for instance, go in there and try taking them down one by one and try to see if you can make any progress in any possible way. What I also like to do to really reduce churn is to drip out the marketing slowly over time. And so if you realize that they're getting a lot of bookings and your marketing is working like a beast on the first month, slow it down a little bit, because that might mean that on month 2, they're not going to see the same results, right? You can only ever text their current client list one time until maybe like next month or in a couple months, right? But you can't text them every single day. And so if they're seeing a big result on the first month or the first couple of weeks, then you can lower the drip setting that we have in the workflows to be a little bit lower. So you can drop it down from 50 per day to maybe like 20 per day. And this way they'll still see good results. It'll still be worth paying you $500 a month, but this way, it'll make it more sense for them to keep on paying you not only this month, but every single month going forward. So you're slowing down the benefits over a longer period of time, if that makes sense. And with all of that said, I basically just taught you everything that you need to know to go out there, get your first sale, deliver, and then reduce your churn so they never want to cancel. And you can just do this over and over and over again. Later down the line, when you start to actually scale, you can hire a VA online for like $5 an hour to do basically all of this stuff for you, and you basically do very minimal, if any, management at all. You can just focus on outreach every single day going forward. Or if you're really busy in life, you don't have time for all of that, you can just get a few clients, manage it yourself, and then just make the extra recurring revenue. And so that's basically everything I've learned in this past year of building a marketing company and scaling it to how I did, so that you can do it for yourself too. If you want to actually get started with this, you can sign up to High Level in the link in the description down below. It does support me, it supports the channel. And with that, I'll give you a lot of benefits like workflows, custom Discord group chats, calls with the whole team, and we can all talk about growing. So thank you for watching this. I'm happy that you stayed till the end of this entire video series. I'm really, really happy for you. Go out there and get it. It's not going to be easy. Okay. It sounds easy. I laid it all out for you right there on paper. Take your notes, but it's not going to be easy actually putting your shoes on, getting in your car and walking into a business. And so you have to really, really take this motivation from yourself, not from me. And you have to actually go out there and do it. Either making your first call, DM, text, walk in, whatever it is. You got this. Let's go. I'm honestly rooting for you. Thank you for watching this video. Stay dreaming, stay lucid. I'm out. Peace.